Good morning traders and welcome to today's live trading. Today is the 20th of December, so we're getting pretty close to Christmas now. As usual, we are on the FTSE 100 and let me run you through today's band analysis. So you can see price is currently around the 66.75 level, and we do have a band around this level going up to just above 690. We have another band above around the 6720 level, and a couple below 6650 and 6620. I do have my eye on a particular setup this morning, but just before I run you through that, I do remember I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that I'd changed my setup a little bit, which is why the camera angle is a bit different and everything else, and I meant to show you what that looks like, so I will insert that clip now. But going back to the trade setup I mentioned, if I bring up the I'll start with the hour. You can see we've had this big down move and we're currently just correcting that a little bit, so we're coming back up, and you can see the blue line, the ATMA, is currently setting this band that price is in at the moment, and we're yet to test that. And then if we go over to the 4 hour, you can see the same sort of thing, apart from my blue line on this chart is a little bit higher, just sitting above the band itself that the price is in now. So if anybody has seen my video on dynamic support and resistance, then you will know that I like to use moving averages as exactly that, forms of dynamic support and resistance. So what I'm looking for is a test of those two lines on the higher time frames, with a view to potentially getting short in this market. So that's basically what I'm looking at this morning. So if the price was to come up as high as sort of the top of this band, maybe spike through it to the 700 level, and just catch that 4 hour ATMA, then I'd be more than happy to take that trade. Or if it's looking like it's going to react round about the hourly ATMA, again, equally happy to take that trade. This is one of those situations where the actual price action matters less than maybe it normally would, just because of the confluences on the higher time frame. If you've not got as strong confluences on the higher time frame, then I look for a little bit more confirmation in price action. That's just the way I like to trade. So yeah, that's potentially what I've got my eye on this morning. I will keep watching, grab a drink, and I'll update you in a little bit once the market has opened. Okay, so we've just gone 10 past 8. I'm actually going to put a sell signal below this candle, so I'm going to pop that in now. That's that order in there. So we'll be in just below this candle. Let me just double check that that's right. 69.4 I've entered. Yep, 70.5. So if price continues to start coming down, then we're going to get triggered into this trade. All we're looking for is a move into this band, really, down below. We do have, excuse me, we do have news coming up at 9:30. We have retail sales, and then at 12 o'clock we've got the monetary policy and the bank rate votes, and all that good stuff at 12. So it would be nice to have finished the trade before then. I don't really want to get caught up in that. But yeah, that's the trade I'm looking at. As I mentioned this morning, this has just, it sort of tagged the ATMA at this point. We've poked through it at this point and again reacted at the confluence of the 5-minute support and resistance band that we've got here. Is basically why I want to take the trade. Everything else lines up. There's that higher resistance up, probably more at the top of the band towards the 600-700 level. That's on the 4 hour. But if you wait for that level, then you potentially miss the level below it, which is good enough. So I think if I was to get stopped out on this trade, and price was to sort of set up again higher up, then I would be hard pushed not to take that, depending what the price action looked like. But yeah, I still think I'd be interested in that. So that's it, we've been triggered into that trade. I'll bring the ticket across and we'll see how this one runs. Okay, and I'm just going to close the trade there. 13 points taken. That was basically the move that I was looking for this morning. A quick move down into that band. You had to be careful there because of sort of this level, which is why I took the profit as it came down just into the top of the band there. You can see we're actually poking through really nicely. So if you'd have held on for a little bit more, you would have been rewarded. But that's not always the case. If you're identifying setups like that, you've just got to be realistic with where you think price will more than likely get to. I mean, your testing will tell you these answers, and just go with whatever answer you get from your testing. You know, there may be certain situations whereby if you have a particular target in mind and a target that's slightly further on, that further on target might not get hit as often as the first target, but it might get hit enough to be worth targeting, if that makes sense, in that the extra profit that you get from that extra target, even though your trade setups don't hit it as often, it does hit it enough to warrant taking that trade. Now, that might be the case, and you still might take the lower target, and that's because actually trading can be really difficult, not only from a technical perspective but from a mental perspective. So if taking that initial target amount helps you, and having a higher win rate helps you stay calm in the market and composed, then I think that's way more valuable than that little bit of extra profitability, because that's going to help you be, you know, sustainable and profitable in the long term, because you're getting rid of those potential situations that are going to put you in a bad frame of mind. You know, you're not going to be annoyed that you didn't take the profit. For example, if you take a trade setup and price hits that initial target but doesn't quite get to that second target, if you were aiming for that second target and was debating whether to target that first target, you might not be, but some people can be. A lot of traders can be really annoyed that they didn't take the profit when they had the chance. It's a bit of a, you know, you hear of it a lot. I was going to say it's a bit of a cliche, but it's not. It's just how our minds work. For some reason you think, why didn't I take it when it was there? Well, it's like you think you had a crystal ball. I've said it before, and you knew that price was only going to get there. Well, you didn't. You know, we never know where price is going to go. This trade's a good example of that. I could have taken another 5 points at least on this trade if I'd have waited an extra 20 seconds. But I don't know where price is going to stop, and I'm not going to try and pinpoint it like that. I just want moves that work out and give me enough profit. That's all I'm asking for. And that's what we got today, nice and early. So not even 8:30, and we're finished. I think this will probably be the last trading video of the year. I could be mistaken. It depends what I'm doing this time next week. I honestly couldn't tell you with any certainty where I'll be or what I'll be doing. If I do get a chance to do some trading, then I will definitely try and record it for the channel, as always. But if I don't do that, I hope you all have a good Christmas. I hope you all have a good New Year. Take this time to just chill out a little bit. The markets will be a bit quieter. If you want to do some like end of year reviewing on your trading performance or things like that, you know, don't be scared to take some days off from trading if that's what you're trying to do, and just evaluate where you are, put a plan together for next year. That's what I've been doing, and yeah, go from there. So thank you very much for watching, as always, and I'll see you in the new year.